Okay, so what have I learned from training nearly 1 year as a mature, I say mature, that's probably an insult to people that are older than me. But I'm getting on, and that's the point. So I'm nearly 30 years old, and I started training when January, so I'm like a couple months into being 29. So yeah, so I started my journey in January. I had a really weird split in the beginning, but I pretty much stayed consistent with the days. Monday chest, Wednesday back, Friday shoulders, and then Saturday legs if I can be bothered. So I do go 4 days, and I do train like one body part pretty much each day instead of doing a push-pull split, which is what a lot of people do. And the reason why that might be more effective than the training that I'm doing is because you can hit those body work. So you can go the same amount of days a week, but just do like 2 days dedicated to upper body, 2 days dedicated to lower body, which is fine if that's what you do. Realistically, that's probably what I should start looking into, because I've been training for a while now, so I should probably look at training the same body parts multiple times a week. But it's a weird one because there's so much conflicting information out there. I like to watch a lot of Mike Mentzer's stuff, and I think that influences my training and diet quite a bit. So Mike Mentzer would always say, and I mean, you've got to take all of this fitness advice with a grain of salt, because a lot of these fitness influencers and these influential people, they're all on steroids. And you know, it's not like it's unwarranted. I think when you are an influencer on social media, there's not only a bit of an expectation there to have a Greek god physique, but there's also, you know, an expectation on yourself that in order for your points to matter, you need to, you know, practice what you preach, which is an interesting way of putting it, because I wouldn't necessarily call it practicing what you preach. You can be a beginner but do a sports science degree, and you could know more than the average lifter. Like it's that simple. I'm not claiming to be either, by the way. I am just like what they would call a noob in video games. You know, I'm not an expert on anything. I've done my fair share of like gym education in college when I did uniform services, and I also did level 2 gym instructor qualification, which I will be honest, I didn't finish. I did everything but the practical exam at the end, so I do have a rough idea of what you should be focusing on if you want to get better. But it's all a learning experience, going to the gym and learning everything. That's why so many people's programs are quite bad in the beginning, but then they get better with time because they learn more over time. They talk to people that are experienced, and you know, they gain knowledge. And that's pretty much what I've done. I've looked at knowledge online, and also I've spoken to people in the gym. And I mean, prime example, I do 50 pull-ups every single back day. So I do as many unassisted, and then when I'm too tired on my back, I then swap over to the assisted machine to just bang out 50. And I'm hard set at 50 reps every single time I do it. So even some days I'll do it in 5 sets, some days, you know, it might take me 6, but I try and keep it relatively consistent, adding more weight each time. And usually the days where it takes me 6 sets are the days where I've pushed myself especially hard doing more unassisted pull-ups. But my point being is, I've been training pull-ups for 11 months now, and I've been doing them wrong. And I didn't realize I was doing them wrong. My unassisted ones are fine for hypertrophy, but when I was using the assisted pull-ups, I wasn't targeting my lat muscles that good. I always did it with my knees on the edge of the pad. So you've got a pad, and then you've got 2 pull-up handles that you can grab onto, and then you do your pull-ups, and you use the weight to sort of, you know, give you a boost. So I'd been putting my knees on the edge because I thought that was correct form, and that's what you're supposed to do, is put your knees on the edge and then do your pull-ups. But no, you're supposed to put your knees as far across the pad as possible, lift your chest up into the air, point your chest up into the air, and instead of aiming for your chin to go above the bar, you should aim for your chest to touch the bar. And once I implemented that, I'm not even joking, maybe it's a psychological thing because I've been training them so long, but I've been hard stuck on 5 pull-ups for the longest time. And once I did that, I really felt my back the following day, and I'm not even joking, the following week I gained an extra pull-up. So technique plays a massive factor in a lot of these exercises. So I just thought it was worth mentioning that even if you think that you're training effectively and you're targeting those muscles properly, you probably somewhere in your program are not training as efficiently as you could. And I'm not a massive one for, you know, do what's fun for you, what keeps you going into the gym there. You don't need to stress your brain with having absolute correct form with everything. And yeah, it's fun to throw weight around sometimes. But the key point I'm making is just when you think that you know what you're doing, you know, you can have your mind blown and you can get through plateaus. Like, maybe that one adjustment wasn't what spurred me on to get that extra rep, but psychologically it's helped me. I don't know, it's kind of a weird one. I definitely felt it in my lats more, so I'm going to continue to do that. But I don't know, you guys let me know in the comments, is there any exercises that you see people fucking up at the gym and you just say nothing to be polite? Because I'd be really interested to know, maybe there's some other exercises that I'm doing that I'm not doing as effectively as I could. But yeah, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will catch you in the next one.